Good morning, good morning, good afternoon. Is this thing on? Well, my browser isn't showing up that things are all right. Let me see if I can refresh it one more time, and it still doesn't work. Well, this will be fun. There we go. About time. Do I have any audio? Can you guys hear me? You do. I do. Huh, interesting. Well, it helps if I don't mute myself on YouTube. There we go. How's everybody doing? Sorry I'm a little tardy. I had a little technical snafu I had to clean up. Thanks, Laramie. I appreciate it. Thanks, Aaron. Good to see you. Good morning. Holy cow. Good crowd. Joe Swick, good to see you. Victor, William, good to see you. So what happens is there's a thing I use that if I don't launch it soon enough, the people's names don't show up, even though you're in the chat. So if I don't put your name on the screen, that's why. Anyways, so Ryan West, good to see ya. Shambot, morning. I'm trying to catch up here. Wayne, morning. Laramie, good to see ya. Now I think I'm caught up. Orcus Dorcas, on time. Kudos to you. Check plus on your paper this morning. Well done. Harrigan, good to see you. Hope you made it home all right. I would imagine you are not on the road during the weekends. Blake, good evening. Or good morning. Can never remember with you for some reason. Phil, good to see you. Morning. The boss is late. Whoever the boss is. No issues, Harrigan says. Excelente. Aaron, good to see you. Thanks for letting me know. All right, Blake. Blake's my double check as well. Laramie, good to see you again. Okay. All right, I think I'm caught up. I am empty-handed, so 1 second. Ah, shit. Yeah, let it go a little bit too long. Looks like a little bit of ice forming, but it's cold, and I think it's not like a total rock. Oh, that was a mistake. Bumpy start this morning. Is my chat? My chat is not moving. Why is my chat not moving? Ah, there we go. Holy cow. All of a sudden, like my chat just whoop. Good times. Reading aid, good to see you. Now I'm getting back on track. Larry, good to see you. Tim, good to see you. Tyler, Roger, good to see you. Circus, yeah. I'm the boss and this is the circus. Yes. No, you're not my monkeys. Yeah, I'm having a Saturday for sure. Slushy. So I think it might be flat now that I've let all the carbonation out of it. So good times. Yeah, I figured I could get away with not having it explode, but I don't know. It's one of those days. I'm having one of those years, I think. Having one of those years. I don't know. I hope I can say like 2025 will be a better year. Like I just want a really good year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. I think if you're like younger, you're more susceptible to better years. I don't know. Does that seem very nihilistic? It does, doesn't it? I don't know. Flint, good to see you. Yeah. I mean, it's just things start stacking up against you, I think, in the later years. So it's just unfortunate. Yeah, so with that, hey, all right, welcome to the stream. Hard disagree, Tim says. Well, that's good. I'm glad you disagree, Tim. You give me a glimmer of hope, whatever that looks like. It's all a matter of opinion, I think. Perspective, probably. But I don't know. Hard to say. Life is mostly what you make of it. Yeah. Sometimes. Perspective is key, for sure. Each year has some good parts and some rough parts, indeed. Welcome to Dust in the Wind, Saturday morning chat. I know, right? We'll lighten it up. Let's get on to the question of the day, shall we? Otherwise, you guys, anybody that's new that's coming here is like, forget this guy. They're probably like that anyway. GameholeCon is coming. It is coming. It's for sure.
Right.
Question of the day. Let's do it. Let's get into some maps. What's your favorite map? Cartography type. So not like the floor maps, like land maps, which is the best. What is your favorite? No wrong answers. Your favorite, not the best. I would imagine your favorite would be the best in your eyes. But if it's your favorite, then nobody can argue with you because it's your favorite. Aaron, look at that. Whoa. Hearn. Aaron Ralia. Hearn. Hoos, get out of Aaron's. Hoos. Is Hoos here? I didn't sound off Hoos, I don't think. Did Hoos take over Aaron's account? Wayne. Heron World map is the best combo of art and info. That's 2 right off the bat. Heron. I don't think I've ever looked at Heron World's map. Flint says currently the Villon Reach. What is that? Help me out, Flint. Where's that from? Phil says Forgotten Realms without question. So much to explore on it and imagine what's out there. Oh, Phil, I didn't take you for a Forgotten Realms guy, honestly. I mean, I think many of us will appreciate Forgotten Realms, but like Brett's a Forgotten Realms guy, I think. Like he likes the realms. Alex Kammer's a Forgotten Realms guy. I own the box set and have bequeathed it to Brettster. Fine campaign setting, don't get me wrong. Just not the thing I've dove into the most and loved the most. Probably why the map is probably down a few notches for me. Tyler says my fave map is the area maps in the 2nd edition Forgotten Realms area books. If you collect them all, you can combine them to create a huge world map. Topographic maps are good, also cutaways. I'm not a huge fan of pre-made canonical maps. I'm going with the maps from the One Ring 2nd edition, Larry Hollis says. Joe Swick, Forgotten Realms is solid. I wish was done more with the non-Sword Coast. Yeah. Seems like the Sword Coast everybody knows, and then the rest of it is like, what? So Flint telling me Villain Reach is 2E by Jim Butler. Oh. What setting, though? Harrigan says nostalgia pick Darlene's Greyhawk. I gotta put that up there for sure. That thing, man, had more like corners and pinholes in the corners and then tape than any map I've ever had, because I probably had that thing and I'm hanging on my wall from the ages of like, I don't know, 12 to 14 years old, 12 to 15 maybe. Came in the Greyhawk box set. Victor says my favorite is the map from X1, nostalgia regions, but I love the Hearn maps too. So X1, if I'm not mistaken, is the Isle of Dread, right? Phil says it's been my go-to setting for 20 years. What? Get out of here. I don't even know this guy. If I run published. I have my 3rd edition campaign setting book signed by Ed. Well, doesn't he live down the street from you? Like, he's Canadian, right? I know he's Canadian. That's not a question. But he lives right down the street from you, right? So, again, all the Canadians are like on one street in Canada. I don't know if everybody knew that or not. Can you go over and wake up Fraser? Ravenlands is a great map. That's indeed. For Harrigan, that's a trick question, or that's a trick answer, right? The Ravenlands, because they've got 2 versions of that map, right? They have the black and white one with the factions, and then they got the one that's colored in the box. I suppose it's the colored one in the box, right? That's the one you see and you open it up. Forgettable Realms. Oh, shots fired. News. 2E D&D Forgotten Realms. City system Waterdeep. 67 by 108 inches by far. I spent hours imagining the comings and goings of the city. Nice. I'm with Tim. I like a cutaway map of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, etc. floor. 2nd place goes to technical schematics like a blueprint of the Millennium Falcon. Those are not the maps we're looking for in this one. You guys are maybe getting ahead of the game. Stay with the class, please. He's a couple hours down the road. Yeah. Well, go see him. Like, hang out, right? Start a game group or something. I heard he might play. You ever want to ask him just to join your game group? Hey, Ed, want to join my game group? There he is. There's the other Canadian I know. Ice's Big Middle Earth poster map remains my absolute favorite. That's because of the games we played in the Ice Middle Earth setting. But I have a lot of other reasons than just RPG related stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Good to see you, Fraser. Ryan West says, I also like the map from A Song of Ice and Fire. It's Game of Thrones, in case anybody didn't know. I just want to let you know that's like Game of Thrones, in case you didn't know. I seen Wayne woke up and chose violence this morning. Apparently. A little unusual. I think Wayne might have just like forwent the coffee. Phil's going to kill my habit now. Yeah. With the One Ring, Phil's going to run. That's why Wayne's saying that. Shocking No One, the Hackmaster World Atlas. Laramie's a Hackmaster guy, although, when's the last time you played Hackmaster, Laramie? I might have asked you this last question when you brought up Hackmaster before, when I was thinking you were playing Castles and Crusades all the time. Blake says, I like hex maps. The ones from Mystara, Known World, are pretty neat. Tried hard to give that vibe with my Don't Pay the Ferryman maps. Don't Pay the Ferryman available at a drive-through RPG near you. Roger says the Duskvol map from Blades in the Dark. I aim to please, Ryan. Well, you know, it's a hidden talent. I do imitations. There is something about a map that could be used as California King Comforter. Yeah. I have one of those maps. The Eberron map that I have is vinyl, and it is probably 4x6, I think. Maybe a little smaller, but it's big. And it's vinyl, not tearing, for the win. Shambot says current Dragonbane is a really nice map. My classic pick is the homebrew map of Wisconsin and Illinois that my old group made for Atomic Highway. We just used an old road atlas and nuked it. Oh, that's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. You can also lean and whisper, I heard the same guy who made a song of Ice and Fire did Game of Thrones. Say, no spoilers. The Hobbit battle begins in the One Ring 2nd edition. Kobold Press's Midgard map from the World Book. It's a good one. Midgard's a pretty cool setting, all right. Seeing a lack of sci-fi maps. Yeah. The interesting map, I guess it would fall into this. Probably be the Star Wars Galaxy map is a good one. There's one out there that is like on a website and you just like zoom in, like huge resolution. Get you all the planets and the Kessel Run, all the the transport lanes or whatever. But I gotta go. I probably would say probably go with Greyhawk, like the boxed edition, just for nostalgic reasons. Eberron kind of goes up there just because it's the setting that I liked for quite some time, for a while. Got to know it pretty well. It's probably the one I know the best, which is hard to say because I don't memorize maps that well. I'm trying to think of something that was really standing out. Like something that was super cool. Got Galarian behind me. Nobody's mentioned Galarian. There's the big, huge vertical map of Galarian. If you're a Pathfinder fan. Yeah. You mean this one right back here? That's the Galarian one, Blake. It's not the most favorite one of mine, though. Traveler has a huge layout. It does indeed. S3X Edmund Thunder. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. That's what I was thinking. This Star Wars Galaxy map, I guess. Numenera's map would count too. Sure, I guess, right? The work behind the Traveler map site is beyond impressive. Yeah, Traveler for sci-fi. It's hard to make a space map with character, i.e. does it make sense for a star map to have burn marks at the edges? True. Fair. Pick Paizo map. As for cartography style, I absolutely love a highly detailed isometric map. Nothing wrong with isometric. I guess isometric, I'm trying to think of like isometric land maps is kind of hit or miss. Yeah, well, those are all good choices. I'll have to check out the Harn map. I know there's one out there that I'm like, oh, that's the one, and I'll probably get off the stream and it'll all come to me. Did you do tea? Did you use tea and coffee to, like, dye it, Harrigan? Dolmenwood? I haven't even looked at the map for Dolmenwood. I haven't looked at anything for Dolmenwood. All the final PDFs finally went out after getting, like, I don't know, 4 downloads of each file since the crowdfunding campaign. I should probably take a look at that. And look at that game. Let me see what's on my shelf. Some of those, I'd have to go with Forbidden Lands. I think that's the ones on my shelf that I could look at. I did not. I used fire. Well, did you try to? Well, I know you. I know you burned the edges with the fire, but did you try to make it look like parchment? Download campaign book PDFs is awesome, says Reading Aid. I think Heron also has an online map like the Star Wars map you can zoom in on. Ooh, to check that out. There you go. Drag damp, not moist tea bags across the map to make it look like old ye piratey. All kinds of methods. Click on a hex and it takes you to the corresponding page in the book, not campaign book, but map book. Ooh, schmancy. Kristen, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Everybody, if you would do me such a favor and hit the thumbs up button or thumbs down button. Did I miss or no one mentioned Greyhawk? You did miss it. Harrigan said that early on, the original Greyhawk map out of the box set. I also think that's up there for my personal nostalgia reasons. All right. Been getting into Mothership. Got to warden my first game last weekend. I like the style. Don't need a map and more role play. Yeah, we just got done with a two-parter. Harrigan ran. It was good. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. 2, 4, 5 toxin, trioxin. I like the poster maps of the Norath that came with my EverQuest game back in the day. Nice. Thieves World. Oh yeah. Robert Lynn Aspirin. Right? Lynn Abbey, Robert Aspirin. That's what I gotta confuse two people into one. Nostalgia like the world of a Mystara. Yeah. I guess I should have maybe phrased it like, what map would you want on your wall if you don't have it on your wall right now? In your game room. But Solaris 7 arena maps were fun. Very good. All right, let's get on to this spiel, man. Let's get on. Let's move on. What are we going to do? Let's do the print news? No, RPG news. Let's do RPG news. I don't know why I have that out of sequence. RPG news. All right. This one, I don't know why, but I did not mention this last week when I think it was originally put out there, or the week prior. The $10,000 BRP Design Challenge winners and People's Choice is done, is over. I mentioned it earlier on stream when this thing kicked off, like Chaosium doing this. And then there was like, here are some of the finalists. Well, now it's done. So the winners, if you're interested in checking out their stuff, here are the winners. I haven't looked at their stuff. And so, 3 winners, right? And then a People's Choice winner. Congratulations to all of those folks. Chaosium Vice President Michael O'Brien said we were amazed to receive 195 entries. This far exceeded our expectations. It was a difficult process whittling them down to just 10 and then pick a final 3 from the short list. I got to imagine if it's similar to the industry that I have been a part of, and most things, you're probably going to have a third of those be no way, a third of those be okay, and then a third of those maybe pretty decent. So 195. Maybe even, I don't know, maybe 10% maybe better, the best. Hard to say. Anyways, sometimes it's a process of elimination, if you will. Although required submissions to be in English, it is a measure of basic role-playing's worldwide appeal that the 10 finalists come from Australia, Canada, Germany, Greece, New Zealand, Peru, the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland, and the United States. Well, that's great. The judges did not know the identities or locations of any of the entrants, just as an FYI. No favorites. No favoritism there for the Americans. So I think, can you go and download all of these? Here we go. All BRP Design Challenge entrants include winners and finalists retain ownership of their work in its entirety. Chaosium did not. Winners in alphabetical order. There were 3. Each received $2,500. Nuna is where ice entombs the old cities of men and mystical beasts stalk the tundra. Here, Inuit and settlers, Vikings and whalers and scientists cooperate to survive, uncover the lost treasures of the frozen world, and bring them back to build their communities. Created by, Nunatukovut, Labrador Inuit, and professor of global society studies, this game straddles both the indigenous and modern worlds in which the author grew up. There you go. Second one was Season of Magic by Sam Robson. How far would you go for someone in need? Play as a witch equipped with knowledge, magic, and the kind heart necessary to heal even the deepest wounds and bitterest hearts. And then Titanosphere by Rakados. Titanosphere immerses players in the pulp science fiction action of giant monsters, colossal mecha, and transforming heroes of classic TV shows and monster movies, using a unique bonded character system, putting them in control of both a human protagonist and a gigantic counterpart called Titan. This split allows Titanosphere, I don't know why I'm struggling to say that, to seamlessly weave together scenes of human drama and action alongside earth-shaking brawls between giant monsters, robots, and superpowered heroes. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that received $500. And then the People Choice Award was $500 as well. You can go and check out. There you go. Morning, Jim. Sneaking in. Whoops, that is not what I wanted to send. I love it. Copy paste, folks. There we go. That's much better. I wish they would show the genre of the scenario for the winners on this page. Yeah. And there it is. Never mind. There you go. Morning, Jimbo. All right. Next one. I don't know if you guys get the memo on this. Mongoose Publishing. Twilight takes over Twilight 2000 and 2300 AD. They come to Mongoose. So this is not entirely clear to me. Okay, good, but hey, doesn't Free League make Twilight 2000? So apparently that is a licensed property, apparently. So they mention this. We are both very happy and proud to announce Twilight 2000 and 2300 AD have been acquired in their entirety by Mongoose Publishing, joining our library of games alongside Traveller. All 3 are games I read and played as a teenager. That says the author, which is Mongoose Matt. So Twilight 2000 is currently published by the frankly stellar people at Free League. We have had conversations with them, and not only will Twilight 2000 continue to be published by Free League for the current license period, and as things stand, we have every expectation it will stay in their capable hands beyond that. So I would imagine the conversation went something to the effect of, we're not going to gank the license. I mean, the license is the license. It's been pre-agreed upon, and when they were going to buy Twilight 2000, that was probably something that had to come up. Or there's a clause when they did sign for the license, if, somebody were to acquire the property, what would it do to the license with Free League? This is only my speculation, of course. And so Mongoose not wanting to rock anybody's boat didn't fight any license agreement that had been pre-negotiated. And then it says that it will stay in their capable hands beyond that is how it's stated now. But I would imagine if it's not selling well, that they may say, hey, we're not going to have it renewed with Free League. And then they'll bring it in-house, and Mongoose will give it a shot, probably change the system and the mechanics, and then make it Twilight 2000 5th edition. Would be my guess. But it's promising that it's a healthy relationship with the two entities at this point, and everything's going well, and they're not going to futz with that. 2300 AD, you will be seeing more material coming in the near future. We have manuscripts due for both Invasion and a brand new book of adventures. In addition, we will bring 2300 AD to the TAS program on drive-through, likely within the next few months, so get writing. So that's the community program that Mongoose has. Classic Traveler will be appearing on TAS within the next month or so, and once that is up and running, we will get cracking on 2300 AD. And then they've added them to the fair use policy of Mongoose. So there you go. There you go, I guess. There. So morning, Michael. Good to see you. I think Mongoose owns the rights, but Free League is still licensed to make the stuff. I think that's the thing. I need to show Mongoose some love and order their version of Traveler. I've heard it's good. I mean, I think I mentioned this before, a long time ago, when it was originally released by Mongoose. I thought Happy Jacks ran it at a convention. Stu did, I think, and they did character creation, and it was a great game, and they loved it, and gave it rave reviews. Good morning, RPGR people. Matt Stark, good to see you. Mongoose Traveler is very good. Krista says, I ended up buying Twilight 2000 dice because I liked it so much. I feel like a sunk cost fallacy would keep me out of Twilight 2K5e. Maybe. Victor ran a good Twilight 2000 game at GameholeCon last year. It was probably, I didn't partake, but seeing him run it helped me understand the game better. Plus, I played it. I almost forgot. I played it last year at GameholeCon. Yeah, I don't think the Game Master was the most ideal. I think he'd probably run it lots of times, but he skipped over a lot of rules. Wait, they are making the 3 black books? I don't know. Are they? Maybe. Not sure. Let's see. Owlbear Rodeo. Day 1 of Owlbear Rodeo 2.3 launch week. We explore how we've majorly improved our rendering for large maps and images. So this was dated October 5th, 2024, which is the date of this recording. So probably in another time zone. Oh, so Owlbear Rodeo 2.3 is coming October 9th. So these must be some of the precursors leading up to that launch. So they're going to release, post a new blog post every day until the release and cover a brand new feature. So Owlbear Rodeo folks, if you're not in the know, here you go. This is kind of cool. So they kind of show overall map and then the viewport, which will probably help with rendering and load times, I'm guessing. I haven't read all the details, but and it does mention improving loading time. So there you go. So not only just this blog entry, right? This is just the first one leading up to launch, but 144 megapixel map support. Bonkers. But here you go. Check it out if you're an Owlbear Rodeo fan. Morning, Eileen. Good to see you. S3X says, Classic Traveler will be appearing on TAS within the next month or so, and once that is up and running, we will... Okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Does Owlbear Rodeo no longer new Canadian internet? Well, it's doing its best to accommodate those in the Canada that have, older tin can string internet. Not all Canadians, just those that you and I are familiar with, Harrigan. So there you go. And then this one I wanted to show. I can blow this up. Blow it up, man. So our Talsorian Games, only a few days away, the Cyberpunk Red Nexus will be releasing on October 8th on Demiplane. Oh, and with all those questions about the character creator, that'll be Q1 2025. So it's coming. So if you're a Cyberpunk Red fan and you want to check out them on Demiplane, which is Demiplane is the D&D Beyond for other games by Adam Bradford, who was there briefly, and then he left Demiplane to go and join Fantasy Grounds. Keeping track of all this keeps me sharp. Oh, I have to sneeze. I got a sneeze coming on. There it is. There it is. Oh, all right. Regarding maps, adventure site maps for Forbidden Lands are well drawn. Blake, we moved on from maps, buddy. See, in Alabama, I read that as Red Nexus. Red Nexus. Too funny. Still haven't played Red yet. Keep trying to. We played, thank you, folks. Sneeze cam, indeed. I played Cyberpunk Red. It's a fine game. Lots of skills. Played members of a rock band, basically, which is pretty cool, I guess. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, great. My stupid camera. I tell you. I got to lock that thing down. Me hates it. Me hates it when it moves, precious. All right. La, 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 la. Let me see. What else? What else? Should we go to... Let's go to bundles, right? I got this all out of order, I think, today. Not too much on the bundles section. Power Rangers by Renegade Game Studios has a miniature set. Shipping is not included. Costs may vary depending on location. So there's 3 physical items in this bundle. And then the rest are digital. So if you are a Power Rangers fan, then you may already have all this stuff, but not. If not, check it out. Go Power Rangers. I think this came out after my time. I was not a Power Rangers guy. But I know many have grown up with this IP. The next one is Warhammer. The Hammer of War. The 40,000 kind. Warhammer 40,000. I'm going to start saying 40,000 all the time. 40,000. I mean, it is 40,000. This is a good bundle, man. 41 items. Whoa. Bonkers. I mean, if you don't have, I don't probably have any Rogue Trader. Right? It's all Rogue Trader, Death Watch, and Rogue Trader. I don't think I have a single one of these books. So if I were to want to get in the deep end, this would be the way to go. Got to pay like $25 and you get 41 books. Pwah. Hello. Jeez. If you've been wanting to explore that, this part of 40,000 Hammer of War, then this is the way to go. With Humble Bundles, with Humble Bundles, there's always a charity component. This one supports Children's Health of Ireland, which I can kind of appreciate. Hee hee. The other one was supporting Crisis Text Line, just so you know. So you get a little something, charity gets a little something, company gets a little something. It's a win-win-win, ladies and gentlemen. Just say 4K? Oh, no, that's not as high. 4K. There you go. There you go, S3X. Rogue Trader is fantastic, but you have to love some crunch. You know, is that right? That's a lot of skull accessories for 25 bones. Larry says, for me, Power Rangers are like Pokemon. Both properties came out right after I aged out of the targeted demographic. Yeah, same here. Rogue Trader is a whole different game. I don't know much about it. Ignorance admitted. Don't forget you change how much money each entity gets. That's true. You do not have to pay the minimum. So, hey, cough up some money for some charity, you cheap bastards. Rouge, not Rogue. It's Rouge. It's Rouge Trader. Oh, it's Rouge Trader. All the Space Marine. I don't know if I can use the term Space Marines. It's Moulin Rouge Trader. Or is it Moulin Rogue? Brett's the grimdark guy. He is. That's true. That's a fair assessment. Brett is the grimdark guy. I mean, he, after all, did run like a vampire game for like 12 years or 15 years. Rogue Trader video game is supposed to be fantastic if you're into CRPGs. Rouge Trader, Cosmetic Wars. Oh boy, here we go. All right. It's an ad for bundles. Should go to print news. Print news. Whoosh. All right. Print news. I thought there was something. Oh, I did miss something. Why is that not in there? I think it might be in here. Hopefully it will be. Essentially, Rogue Trader is the equivalent of an Age of Sail privateer in the grim dark future. Oh, interesting. Okay. Isn't there a World of Darkness bundle going on too? I don't know. Maybe. There's a few bundles. You can find bundles on Geek Native has a section of bundles when they do their news synopsis. There's quite a few bundles, and some of them are on drive-thru. I don't usually cover the drive-thru bundles, and I don't cover a ton of itch.io bundles. And there's usually always bundles on both platforms. So definitely might be a shortcoming of me. Yeah, man. S3X, Edmund, Thunder, for sure. It's like a no-brainer if you want all those books, for sure. All right, so print news. Order of the Stone Keeper Decks, 2nd edition by Chaosium. So there's Order of the Stone hardcover and then the card decks, if you like it. That's out in print. Through the Hedgerow, a role-playing game of rustic fantasy. It's by Osprey Games. That is out in print. It's $35. PCs embrace hope and heroism as gifted mortals and fey creatures who fight across time in an eternal battle for the soul of the countryside. Next one is Adventure Creation System in the Forest of Doom by Arian Games. So many times the print news is like, we crowdfunded this, we announced it, it's like a year ago we brought this up on stream when it was crowdfunded. I don't remember these specific ones, but this one, $70 for the Adventure Creation System. Look at this. Tales of the Valiant, Monster Vault pawns, and Tome of Beast pawns. Looks like the Tome of Beast 1 pawns. So I guess let me see. Hold on. So my question on the Tome of Beasts 1 pawns says it's from the 2023 edition. Is it the 2023 edition of the Tome of Beasts? Or is that the 2023 edition of the pawns? Like they're just reprinting the pawns. Maybe they ran out of stock. Magic Item Compendium 1 and 2 for 5e. And Foraging, Harvesting, and Natural Discovery. All from Nord Games for 5th edition. Michael says the 2023 edition of the Tome of Beasts. It was reprinted that year. Got it. Thank you, Michael. That's why I need you guys in the chat. You guys are smarter than I am. All right. Next one. Intermediary Mund cover 1 and Intermediary Mund cover 2 by Exalted Funeral, which is OSC and DCC. $20 each. Campaign setting, a bestiary, an art book, and a religious tome. Very tripsy and artsy. Basically half art book, half illustrated campaign journal, and half GM resource. Anybody get in on that? I don't know if it was crowdfunded or not, but... Next one, Ultra Cosmic by Motocross Machinations. Softcover zine. And then the thing that I thought would be in here is not. And I don't know where I put it in my notes. Why is it not in here? Did I skip it? Let me see if I can quick pull it up. And most of you probably are aware of this. But the Electric State is out in print. So I have some money. I had a gift card from Noble Knight that's been burning a hole in my pocket. I might have to take a trip over there. And I might pick this up. I don't know. So it is available and out there. Dice, screen. This is just the website. I'm sure I bookmarked the announcement that it was available. You could pick it up. So this is a game about a group of travelers heading out on a journey through a strange America in an alternate 1997. The ruins of gigantic battle drones litter the countryside, heaped together with the discarded trash of a high-tech consumerist society in decline. This game's not about the goal, but the journey, what the characters experience along the way and how it changes them. Game of exploration, finding out who you are, who your friends are, what you are willing to do when the world collapses around you. So, there you go. Anybody else get in on this? The crowdfunding? Uh-oh. That's no bueno. My Kickstarter of that has not yet arrived. That's unfortunate, because usually Free League's really good about not putting it in the stores until you get your Kickstarter reward. That is no bueno, my friend. I did not get in on that. And I suppose that's good, because I can just go across town and just buy it. Uh-oh. I need to look in on it. I've heard others have it. Oh, boy. Well, there was that transportation, right, issue? The strike? Was it the transportation? Ships? Was it shipyard workers? I don't remember what it was. It was It was such a big deal that Ian World brought it up on their website. And then it's been resolved, but that could delay things. So depending on where in the world is Carmen Sandiego and your product, here it is. The longshoreman strike ends after 3 days. So this was the United States Maritime Alliance agreed to a tentative deal to end the strike, bringing the contract for the East Ad Gulf Coast Union members closer to a parity. West Coast Union. Jeez. A longer strike would have dramatic effects on the tabletop gaming industry as products shipping from European publishers and distributors to the United States would be affected, while the knock-on effects of container shortages and increase of traffic at West Coast ports would affect imports for all over the country. The more you know. The more you know. Oops. I should probably show that. There you go. That isn't even a real picture. What is that picture of? Is that AI? Is that? That is no way a real picture. Could be, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. It's amazing to me that there could be a container shortage. Yeah, I bet. Port of Baltimore? Is that what it is? So I did... Where did... booger. I didn't put the links in everything. So I want to share the links to... Did I share the one for Ian World? Yeah, I did. So I think you're good. Carmen Sandiego, what are you talking about? It's San Diego. You take the 57 and the 91, head down on the 15, past the Noggles, and take a left at SeaWorld Drive. Stuart. All right. Should we get into crowdfunding? First up, Voltron. Where's my Voltron fans? I think it's like 1980 all over again? I think Voltron might have came out after I was past its age. Regardless, this is coming, folks, by Catalyst Games. So if you're a Voltron fan, you're welcome. Who's getting in? Who's like insta-back on this? Anybody? Any folks that were born in the 80s? So this might have been, when did Voltron come out? Like to the Americas. Voltron. 1984. I think. Series. Voltron the Third Dimension, 98 to 2000. Voltron Force, 2011 to 2012. Television, Voltron Fleet of Doom, 1986. There you go. But see, the things like this kind of trip me up because I don't know much about Voltron. But I mean, if you look at Battle of the Planets, that was like originally a Japanese anime, right? And then it wasn't even called Battle of the Planets, was it? They changed the name when it was American released. So it was probably out before the Americans even had seen it. I don't know. So I thought it might have been that. Nah, was into Battle of the Planet Star Blazers, but not Voltron. Yeah, same here. I enjoy Voltron, but no idea how you really gamify that. Well, There's quite a few games that you would probably scratch your head and wonder how to gamify that, honestly, right? Like, we find a way. We find a way, Laramie. Okay? We find a way. Isn't Voltron the prequel to Power Rangers? That may be true. I don't know. I know of Voltron, but that's kind of it. Are you a Lion Voltron fan or Vehicle Voltron fan? I don't know. Lions. Vote for Lions. RPG Exile, good to see you. BOP was called Gatchaman, I believe, in Japan. I will take your word for it. Battle of the Planets, BOP. That's what he or she is referring to. Got it. Yes. See, I knew that because I was kind of a fan of Battle of the Planets when I was very, very young. Ran around the yard talking into my wristwatch, my Casio wristwatch. Season 1 in 84 was 52 episodes. Whoa. I imagine a show doing that today. Cool. Wow. That's awesome. Check the spelling on that. No worries. I preferred Thundercats and Thundar the Barbarian. Me too. I think it's just timing. Like, if you don't hit that time, like if you release a cartoon and you're like on the verge of, I don't know, 14, 15, usually then anything after that is like, hey man, I got beyond Saturday cartoons, like I've moved on. Well, some of them don't age well for us, like, Now, on the other hand, you could still be watching them. Nothing wrong with that. Just wanted to state that for the record. Brandon says Battle of the Planets equals Gatchaman. And I'm probably butchering that name. Full Japanese title, Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. Okay, there you go. Orcus, I watched them all. Voltron, G-Force, Robotech. They were all elementary school cartoon soap operas. Another vote for Lions. Just use Fate, man, like Star Blazer Adventures. Isn't Vehicle Voltron Transformers? Ooh, yeah, wasn't that kind of a thing too, right? Like, we find a way. We do. Voltron and Super Sentai were not connected as far as I know. Okay, there you go. I bet you Sean's watch had a calculator. I did have one, but I don't think calculator watches were around when I liked Battle of the Planets. They came out probably when I was in my teens. But yeah, so what? So what, Ryan? Jealous. There's also another westernization of Gatchaman called G-Force. Well, isn't that the same? Isn't G-Force Battle of the Planets? The folks were members of G-Force. Brandon, now you're starting to confuse me. Voltron is not Transformers. No, it's not. But I think weren't they competitors? Was there like a lawsuit between the two? I don't remember. If you didn't watch Transformers, you weren't one of the cool kids. I wasn't. Whoa, calm down, chat. Bopping around. GoBots forever. Jason96, what is this? What is this indeed? Oh my God. Dice Tomb, good to see ya. Hey, if you guys are, then give me a like. I think I'm at maximum capacity here. Oh man, that reminds me. I had one of those foolish transforming watches. Hey, good on you. And it was pretty crappy quality-wise. Could it keep time is the question. Did it even matter if it kept time? See, Ryan West was jealous. Jason96, I could watch Voltron in the mornings before school. He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, or after school. Fair enough. This was all before I was born. Yes. Yes, we just called it G-Force. Yeah, well, that's true. Wow, you guys are like going nuts here. We're talking about the Voltron RPG Kickstarter crowdfunding that's coming. That's why. This is just a quick topic. I was a He-Man guy. Sure. Battle of the Planet, Getchman, G-Force. It has a complicated history and multiple releases. G-Force is what we got in Atlantic Canada. Oh, interesting. So there was a G-Force name to that series. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. Question of the day. Willow says the Fall of Magic has the best RPG map. Hey, we are... Willow, stay up to... Got to keep up. Pirates of Darkwater. So, boys and girls, this is Mechton. If anyone wanted to game like these shows. Battle of the Planets had scenes added with the robot's companion, while G-Force was more true to the original. I will take your word, sir. It's like Brandon piling on the authority. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I agree with Michael. Just about all Japanese anime conversations to the USA have some sort of complicated story behind them. Brandon is right. Original version of Battle of the Planets was violent. They toned it down for Western kids shows. Ah, yes, the 80s in the U.S. Don't pollute the young kids' brains. G-Force of what it's called in Ontario as well. Mask. There's a shot. There's one. Mask. I remember Mask. I liked Mask. I didn't watch a ton of it, but I liked it. I was never a Voltron guy. Mask was pretty good. Sectors. No one remembers Sectors. Centurions. Power Extreme. Well, now we're taking everybody back. Mask was a good one. All right. So what's... Okay. Well, there you go. Did I put this in the chat? I'll put this in the chat. I don't remember if I did, but I'll do it again. So if you're interested in signing up for the Voltron notification for their game... And then the next one is Ian World's roundup in the last couple weeks. Some of these are in the Wild Imaginary West. From Rune Foundry, original system, core rulebook. The game is set in the wild Mech West, the world of cowboys, giant robots, and hunting monsters. Looks like a fine game. I like the dice, the bullet dice. I've seen that. That's Outgunned had those. $259,000 of a $45,000 goal, so it's funded. Unnatural Horrors, the omnibus of best-selling horror content, right in time for the holidays, which you won't receive right away, but nonetheless, for 5E, 5.5E. So that's the deal. We're calling it 5.5E. No, Sean. No, Sean. It's 5.5E, not 5.5E. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Good to know. 59K a 10K. Create the whole new world. So brought this thing's, we've brought this up like multiple times. Tome of World Building from Mythmere. I did not get in. I don't know if I want to build a world. I don't know if I want to. I'll just use other people's. Call it my own. But not publish it or sell it. Like, not that kind of my own. 147K. Plus, I could always buy that after the fact, I think. The only problem with some of these, not that Matt Finch's... Oops. You guys can't see a lot of this stuff. Sorry, guys. Let me back up. Boop, 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 boop. Legendary Edition Wild Imaginary West. So that's there, that one. Here, I'll even put a link in there before I forget. And then Unnatural Horrors. Okay. We all cut up. Sean cut up. Caught up. Cut up. what I was going to say is not Matt Finch Mythmere Games specific, but with some of the smaller publishers, the print runs might be smaller, so it might be tougher to get after the crowdfunding campaign. So then it's like the run for the backers plus then, some more, and then guys like me will probably buy them after the campaign is done and they're on the shelf. And if you don't get in that window, then you got to wait for a reprint. That, who knows how long that could be. Next one, Maximum Mayhem Dungeons number 12, Pirates of the Serpent's Den. Written by Mark Terramino, levels 4 through 8. This is for classic fantasy role-playing systems. Although it says, D&D 1st edition and 5th. And Osric. There you go. What is it? Wait a minute. Hold on now. Hidden Shrine. Okay. So it's a few of them. $85 for the 4 PDFs and soft covers of the adventures. It's for AD&D and 5th edition. Okay. The cover may just be the cover of the classic fantasy role-playing system, where if you get I don't even know. I don't even want to ask. It's all got to be in that probably one thing, right? Or at least for that cover. Anyway, $16K of a $500 goal. Crushed it. Zombie Road. Zombie Road. An original system. This is where you play yourself. We brought this up a few streams ago. It's on GameFound. I think it's funded, right? 9K euros of a 10K pledge. It is not funded. But I'm not familiar with GameFound's thing. Does anybody do Indiegogo anymore? Is that even around? I can't remember the last time I saw an Indiegogo campaign. The reason I bring that up is because I think Indiegogo didn't have to fund for it to move forward. Like you had a goal, right? And then you got to a certain point and you could still get charged and it could still move forward. Where Kickstarter, if it doesn't meet its goal, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm not quite sure. This is still out there. Can it fund? I just picture all you guys yelling that at the same time, like a big audience. Side quest, Icarus Games, 5th edition, funded. Not funded, funded. Next one, Weird Alchemy, Alchemist's Annex, compatible with Merkborg. Source book for 30 bones. Funded, $500 goal, crushed it, 4K. It's like a bazillion % over. Sean knows math. Gaslight Victorian Fantasy revised and expanded for 5e. There you go. Split the Horde, a competitive card game for 2 to 5 players. From Ian Publishing. This isn't a TTRPG, but a card game. Funded. There you go. That's it. That's all I got for crowdfunding. Did I miss anything? If it didn't come up this week, it's probably because it's not in the end days that Ian World usually scrapes and puts them up there. What'd I miss since I was off doing the talking? The 80s were great for cartoons in the U.S. Around 83, they changed legislation to allow toy manufacturers to air cartoons. Interesting. I did not know that. 5E 2024. I think I don't even. Some of them I don't even know. Like, yeah, it's like the 2014 or the 2024 Player's Handbook. Like even on Amazon, it's listed under the same product. So you have to. It's like a, two versions of a product. Like, do you want the old one or the new one? And it's under one listing. You got to make sure you pick the right one, or you're gonna get the old Player's Handbook. Those bullet dice are cool, impractical though. I've got some similar, but they have the radioactive symbol on the tip. Very cool. No, it's 2024 6E minus 0.5. Oh, okay. I prefer D24. Hoping that catches on. There you go. Ryan West backed it. Would you back? I'm back behind. You backed Electric State? Reading, I got in on World Building Kickstarter. I love Matt Finch stuff. If you play DCC, you should own a D24. Zombie Road. Take me home to the place I belong. Infectious Ginia. 5-5. More like 5 joke is what happened. Don't yuck, another one's yum. Might have some fans in the chat loving the new D's and D's. Did Shadowdark have good? Did or does? I don't recall seeing any. It's not. I don't think it has a setting. That's the thing. I think Kelsey made it setting agnostic. So if it's setting agnostic, there's no maps. In the zines that she's done, there isn't a native setting in the Shadowdark book, as far as I know. Ryan says, oh yeah, backed World Builder. Got it. Sorry. It was like way behind. Yeah, the edition transition is causing some friction because not everyone is sure which version is being played for organized play at Gamehole. Oh, that could be oof. It's got to be, well, I don't know. Who knows? Settings in each zine for Shadowdark, though. Yes, indeed. For sure. But I think it's like not in the native book. Like you buy Shadowdark, there's no map in there because there's no setting as far as I know. I could be wrong. I know it. I know, right? YouTube, I could be wrong. I know it's crazy, but it's true. I know it's crazy, but it's true. Anybody know that song? Can name that tune. Apparently, there's a 6-month window for OP to change to the new edition, and Gamehole is in the middle of that. Oh. Organized play OP. Just FYI, folks. There you go. Blake knows it. Attaboy, Blake. Points for Blake. Blake, level up. 1,000 XP. Well, all right. Let's wrap this sucker up so you guys can get on with some gaming goodness or your weekend or whenever you view this. Whoa, excuse me. Thank you to everybody that showed up today. I really appreciate it. Thank each and every one of you. It was a good crowd today. Appreciate it. If you haven't done so, do one of the, hit the smash that like button or dislike button. That's fine. I want to thank all these folks for being patrons of the show and supporting me all this time. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's definitely gonna help. I stream here every 8 a.m. Central Time in the U.S. Just talk about some of the games that are coming out, question of the day, hobnob with all the folks in the chat. So without you, I would be talking to dead air, and it would look like a completely different show, if you will. So thanks for everybody for joining. I got to wrap up a Delta Green game in a couple sessions, ideally. And then I think One Ring, joining the Thursday group. The One Ring 2nd edition, might give that a whirl. Thanks to old Phil McClory in the chat. Then we'll see. I got to get the Shadowdark, maybe Wes March's sessions kicking up again, and see some people wanting to maybe play that. That would be awesome. Other than that, Gamehole Con is coming up. I'm running again Deathmatch Island a couple days, and then I'm going to run Outcast Silver Raiders for a pickup game off-grid. So that'll be fun. So yes, thank you, everybody. Good to see you. Spend some time with yourself. Spend time with folks you appreciate. Do some gaming, and remember, be a positive force in the tabletop RPG hobby. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks so much.
Hi, this is James Carpio, host of the Cube of Death podcast, and you're listening to Gaming and BS.